Hello, hi DNP students. Today, this video will be about how to write a budget for your DNP project. So, most often than not, students will say that the project doesn't cost them anything. And I am here to dismiss that myth. Every project will cost something. You must have a budget for your DNP project. If you do not have a project, it's unless it's not a part of the rubric for your manuscript. And I've not seen a DNP project that does not require a budget. So I do not want to hear that, oh, it doesn't cost me anything. It does cost. So there are two types of costs that is looked at when completing a DNP project, and it is direct cost and indirect cost. So your direct costs will be those costs directly related to the project. For your indirect costs, those are costs which frequently referred to as overhead expenses. Now, will all of these apply to these examples that I'm going to look at? Will all of them apply to your project? No, but your project cannot have zero for its budget. So let's look at some direct costs. Direct labor. When we talk about direct labor, we're looking at for the nurses you're going to train to use your evidence-based tool that you're taking from the floor, putting in an educational environment. Do they have to employ more or call more nurses on that shift to cover while these nurses are in training? What are the direct materials that are you going to use? Do you have to print out? Do you need tablets? What kind of technology devices are you going to use? Did it cost you? Did it cost the organization any money? When we talk about fluid and power consumption, we're looking at the light used, and that could be viewed as overhead also. But if it is directly related to your project, it can be in your direct cost if it's directly associated to the project. In addition to that, most of the time when there are meetings and you're doing a training or an in-service on a particular either tool or system, you normally have coffee. Will there be coffee? Will there be donuts? Now, a lot of training cannot take place, so then you have to use Zoom. Did you, as the project manager, have to purchase the Zoom? How much did it cost you to purchase the Zoom? So these are direct costs that are related to the project. Then let's look at indirect cost. Indirect costs, as we said, could be anything that have to do with overhead. For example, when we say office supply, it could be like the ink. If we're talking about paper that is used to print out for training and testing, then that will be kind of a direct cost. Utilities, the building, the space. So a lot of organizations, when they have their auditorium, they will, even though the building may belong to the organization, the department still have to pay to use that particular space. Did the department have to use? Did you or the department have to pay to use the space where the training takes place? Is there any technology that was purchased or used that is indirectly associated to the project? All right. So let's look at what a budget, a simple budget will look like. So most of the time, your program will give you a template of what they want their budget to look like. And most of the time it is simple and can be done in Excel, and the total can be done automatically using a template, Excel template. So we look about for direct costs, direct material, looking at labor, travel. Did you have to drive? Did you have to take off from work to do the project? Then that should be included in the budget. Indirect costs, we talk about room rental, software, office supply, light. So keep in mind that you should differentiate what is direct cost and what is indirect cost, okay? And then you aggregate the total. Please do not put that the project costs you nothing. The project will not cost you nothing. The project must cost something. Your time, and remember they say time is money. The time you take off from work as a project manager to go on the site, that's a cost. How much did you lose that day? How much did it cost you to take that day off? Your gas, how much did it cost you to take to buy gas or the mileage? If you have to fly, I have students who is flying from one state or one county to another. How much did the plane ticket cost you? Did you have to buy or purchase any materials or services that are either directly related to the project or indirectly related to the project? So remember, your project must cost you something. Never put that it costs you zero for the project. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any question, please make a comment or ask your question in the comment box below. Thank you for watching.